Stop what you are doing and pay attention, because the story you are about to hear is not just about love. It is about pride, loyalty, secrets, and the kind of hidden conversations that can change everything overnight. If you have ever believed that some relationships are never truly over, that some bonds refuse to break no matter how far people drift apart, then listen closely. Because when Boat and Oat begged Shen Yue to return to Dylan Wang, they did not expect the world to hear what was meant to stay behind closed doors. It began on a quiet evening that felt ordinary on the surface. Shen Yue was alone in her apartment, city lights reflecting softly against the glass windows. The world believed she had moved on, that whatever once existed between her and Dylan Wang had faded into memory. Interviews were careful. Public appearances were distant. Smiles were polite but measured. But what the public did not know was that messages were flying back and forth behind the scenes. Conversations layered with urgency, emotion, and a kind of desperation that could not be hidden forever. Boat was the first to reach out. His voice message came late at night, steady but strained. He told Shen Yue that Dylan was not the same anymore, that he had changed, that pride had kept him silent, but regret had kept him awake. He said there were things Shen Yue did not know, things that had happened behind management doors, decisions that had forced distance where there should have been honesty. Oat followed with something even more direct. A long message filled with emotion, explaining that Dylan had never stopped caring, that the silence between them was never about indifference, but about pressure, about expectations, about protecting careers at the cost of personal happiness. At first, Shen Yue did not respond. She stared at her phone screen as if it held the weight of her past. Memories surfaced uninvited. Late-night rehearsals filled with laughter. Quiet conversations between takes. The unspoken understanding that once existed between her and Dylan Wang. Days passed before she replied. Her response was simple, calm, but guarded. She asked why now. Why, after months of distance and silence, did they choose this moment to reopen wounds that had barely healed? What she did not expect was what came next. A series of hidden conversation screenshots began circulating anonymously online. Fragments of private chats. Voice note transcripts. Words that were never meant for public eyes. In them, Boat and Oat openly urged Shen Yue to give Dylan another chance. They spoke about missed opportunities, about misunderstandings fueled by external interference, about how Dylan had wanted to speak sooner but had been advised not to. The internet erupted. Fans dissected every sentence, every pause, every timestamp. Some believed it was proof that the love story was unfinished. Others questioned why such private pleas had leaked at all. Was it accidental? Or was someone trying to force a reconciliation into the spotlight? As speculation intensified, Shen Yue broke her silence in a way no one expected. Instead of denying the leaks or dismissing them, she addressed them calmly during a live appearance. She confirmed that conversations had taken place. She admitted that people close to Dylan had reached out. But she also said something that shifted the narrative entirely. She said that returning to someone is not about nostalgia. It is about truth. Her words carried weight. She explained that relationships cannot survive on emotion alone. They require courage, transparency, willingness to confront external pressures rather than hide behind them. She did not accuse. She did not blame. But she made it clear that if there was ever to be a reunion, it would have to be built on honesty rather than whispers. Meanwhile, Dylan Wang remained quiet publicly, but insiders claimed he was shaken by the leak. Reports suggested he never intended for those conversations to reach the public, that he had confided in Boat and Oat privately, expressing regret over how things ended, that he felt misunderstood, trapped between personal feelings and professional expectations. The most shocking revelation came when a longer audio clip surfaced. In it, Boat could be heard telling Shen Yue that there were moments when Dylan had almost broken contract boundaries just to speak to her openly, that he had considered defying advice to clear the air. That fear of consequences had stopped him at the last second. The narrative shifted from simple romance to something far more complicated. Was their separation truly personal? Or had outside forces played a bigger role than anyone realized? Public reaction became divided but intense. Hashtags trended globally. Supporters called for reconciliation. Critics urged Shen Yue to protect her peace. Analysts speculated on the timing of the leak. Was it orchestrated? Was it accidental? Or was someone hoping to test public reaction before a bigger announcement? Through it all, Shen Yue remained composed. She posted a single message days later. It read that healing requires clarity, that love without clarity becomes confusion, and that no one should be pressured into revisiting the past without knowing the full truth. Behind the scenes, sources hinted that a private meeting might happen, that Dylan wanted to speak directly, without intermediaries, that Boat and Oat had done what they believed was right, but that the final decision would always belong to Shen Yue. The tension reached a peak when fans noticed something subtle. Both Shen Yue and Dylan Wang appeared at separate events wearing colors that once symbolized a shared project. Coincidence? Or quiet acknowledgement? The speculation only grew. Yet the most mind-blowing twist was not the leak itself. It was the realization that someone inside their circle had allowed it to surface. Someone who believed that forcing the truth into the open was better than letting it decay in silence. Now the world waits. Will Shen Yue return to Dylan Wang? Will they confront the hidden conversations face to face? Or will this leak mark the final chapter of a story that once felt unstoppable? One thing is certain. The past has been reopened. The hidden conversations are no longer hidden. And when emotions this powerful resurface, they rarely disappear quietly. If you believe some stories deserve a second chance, stay alert. If you believe that truth should always come before pride, keep watching. Because what happens next may redefine everything you thought you knew about Shen Yue and Dylan Wang. And the next revelation could arrive at any moment.